he's a moany. He's a moaner. He's whinging.
Right. 1, 2, 3.
A,
1,
B,
2,
C.
3.
A,
1,
B,
2,
C.
3.
A, B, C.
I need to make you slightly louder. I need to make you slightly louder.
Hello, Poppet.
Slightly louder.
Hello, Poppet.
Or maybe I don't. Okay, okay.
Come here.
That
Let
looks
me
like
get
it's
all
working.
Those toes.
That looks like it's working. Okay. Because this will be the first tournament I've done with the actual new audio setup and more professional idea of what the hell I'm doing.
Fake it till you make it, and then keep faking it.
Yes.
Right. Well, we've got about 20 minutes to kill before the tournament officially starts. Vera is apparently trying to take a nap right before things start. The poor thing. So
I saw that Varya's kind of appeared again.
yes, just recently. That's kind of why this is happening in the first place.
Oh, okay. I have not interacted with the Starsector community at all.
Yeah. Oh, Alex is already here. If you're looking for another source of meme videos, you've come to the right place. I think. I'm going to put some music on while we're waiting.
Let the Lahani commence.
JRG actually did mention that he's very sorry that he won't be here for this because he wanted to do that.
Oh, whoa. Well, there's no point streaming it now, then, is there?
We're just gonna have to do our best in JRG's absence.
Oh, I don't know. We need a captain to sail this ship.
Alex, your job now.
He's with us in spirit. That's good enough.
Yeah, I guess it might be. Then again, Alex is quite willing. Alright, I'm gonna pull up the benchmark just to make sure everything's still running relatively smoothly despite streaming it to both Twitch and you. And also to make sure I actually remember the frickin' controls. So this is just a benchmark, it's not part of the actual tournament setup. This is just supposed to be used to make sure my computer doesn't implode.
The Discord stream is dying.
Is it pretty bad? How would I fix this?
Hello?
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 You there?
I'm here.
Was it just pissing itself for a bit there?
Yeah, the Discord stream was dying.
Okay, let me...
Try again.
Okay, okay. Where the nuts is my camera?
That seems fine.
Give me... There we go. Okay, I'm gonna unpause it, you let me know if it dies.
Cool. It's pretty chuggy for me, but it's not that bad,
Not that bad?
I think.
I mean, for me it's lagging slightly. This is the benchmark test, so I think it's supposed to be a little bad. is some aggression, man. I really do like I adore some of Kadur's weaponry, like those Jaya missiles. They're a lot of fun to watch. I do think they're losing, however. It's that the enemy has a legion.
Okay, I'm back. Yeah, the Legion's been pretty handy. High quality commentary, by the way.
The Moras are the problem that they usually are, though. I hate Moras.
Have the Moors got co-crash on them? They look like co-crash.
It looks like they've got fighters of some... Well, there's... Clearly some of them have Kopeshes at least. Might be the Geminis in, actually. It's hard to tell. Let's see where these Kopeshes are going, because I think those are Kopeshes. They're returning either to that Mora or to the Legion. Okay, it looks like the Legion has all the Kopeshes. Moras have fighters, I assume.
I will say the Discord stream is now actually behind the Twitch stream.
Really? That is fascinating.
You're just doing lower quality.
I mean, if you're okay with lower quality, I can do that. Hold on.
Yeah, it's fine.
Let me stop streaming so that it resets itself. Restart it. And put it like 480.
Yeah, for you would do.
You able to still make things out alright? You're not late, NC. We're just testing things out before it begins. Alright, how's that?
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine? Alright. This is not one of the tournament matches. This is a benchmark test I'm using to make sure my computer doesn't vomit. And watching the benchmark Kadur fleet get completely mulched. Which I would say it's a bad omen, but it's completely Kadur versus Kadur, what I understand, so it shouldn't matter.
I haven't used it in some time. Outside of not having played Starsector for a short bit. I say it's fine, I can't actually read any of the text.
Yeah, that was my problem with one of the streams that I co-hosted for. I could try to set it to a higher resolution.
Is there an option for lower frame rate? Because it's what, like 15 frames?
What do I have you on? I've got you on 30.
You do me on 720 15.
720 15? Okay. 720 15.
Yeah, that would do.
How's that look to you?
Yeah, it's better.
That works for you? Alright.
Yeah.
I mean, let them actually engage in combat so it can start to lag if it's going to.
That hound's going in a bit too hard on the
Yeah, bit too hard. Just a little bit.
Let's look at the kite trying to go in. Is that a kite?
That's a dead eagle is what it
The
is.
eagle goes down. We've got a pretty decent fight on the front line. Those Moors again.
How far in are we? This is the pre-tournament testing to make sure Laharl's computer doesn't explode is what it is, Sinosaur. Good to see you.
You're right, Sinus.
No drills this time, unfortunately.
No drills. F. Oh, my Discord stream just... What?
It's slightly embarrassing that Kadur gets mulched every time in this benchmark test.
Well, I mean, it's more set up as a benchmark rather than a balanced fleet, you know.
Granted. I wonder what happens if I... I could have sworn the last time I looked at this benchmark there was a Ziz.
A Ziz.
A Ziz.
A Ziz.
Ah, I can refresh the fleets. Aha. So theoretically, they stand half a chance with the right setup. But yes, Ziz, that's this thing here. I adore this thing.
Ooh. 2 large missiles. Is that built in on the front?
No, that's just a
Okay.
big arse hybrid.
I mean, 777 HE damage is pretty comfy, you know.
Yeah. I wonder why it's 777 specifically.
Hit the jackpot.
I guess so. The siege cannon's an interesting weapon. I'm not sure that I care for it, but it's an interesting weapon.
No bonking on the mic. No. Stop that.
Do you have a misbehaving kitty?
He's very cuddly right now. Oh, I missed that mouse squeak.
Is that still audible? Nuts.
Oh, but it's so perfect. It's so scuff. 777 because God bless Kadur.
Listen, the goal is not to hear the most holy mouse squeak. That's supposed to go away. I need a new mouse, I swear. But I'm not going to, because I've gone through too many mice. So as long as this one works, it stays. Alright, we are only a few minutes to actually properly beginning, during which I'm just going to look at some of these things. They were told me that this is basically the Kadur's Sunder, and I kind of see it.
What's the system? Flux injector?
Flux Injector, which is apparently just a general boost with no shields.
Ow. Ow.
Yeah, I assume that's why it has a rather long-range weapon on it.
Yeah.
See, this thing is why I find Kadur difficult.
Targeted.
I find them difficult using campaign because they're a bit... one of the bigger carrier, I think, has a system that damages everything that doesn't have this IFF. So it can't work with the other carriers.
Hmm. What's Guardian Engineering?
Let's see.
Hull integrity, armor, reduces, blah, shield, flux, upkeep. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and I think it's slightly different to the other kind of hull mod that Kadur ships have, which is similar, but...
This... Okay.
In general, it looks like they're supposed to go forward and not do things that aren't going forward. Let me see if I can pull up the carrier I'm on about. Is it you? No, you're the roof. There it is. This chonking thing. Yeah, speed and maneuverability of all fighter craft, increased damage take, and periodically strike them with a weak EMP arc. But it's friendly fire unless they've got the Guardian IFF.
Right. Interesting. Yeah, like... Well, it depends how good generally speaking, the Kadur carriers are.
Yeah. This thing, I'm curious to see if anybody actually uses this.
Okay, I've tried using the Jin before. I've actually tried using this before. It's too slow. It's too
Yeah.
slow. And it doesn't have enough hit points. And you can just shield flick it.
I was actually discussing the Jin with Vera yesterday about why it is underused and what could be done about that. Foster's as fast as a snail. Foster? Okay. I was making the point that Yuri, which is generally... I meant to say Jin, my brain. Jin and Foster are completely different words, sir.
Brain go brr.
Yuri,
What's
which generally has
up?
really overpowered missiles, one of the very few limited ammo missiles they have is that nuke thing. And even that, like, I'd rather use Yuri's other missiles or even other non-Yuri missiles because while it does have an amazing impact, yes, last smile, the usual AI problems with missiles means that there are a lot of problems with it. Not least of which that
Yeah.
sometimes it gets fired at a frigate, which it has no chance of hitting.
Yeah.
And the Jin suffers from some of the same problems. And because it's not a Yuri missile, it's not as powerful, and so it just suffers even more.
The thing is, as well, is like 6,000 damage isn't actually even that much, you know?
I guess not, because,
in
like,
the grand scheme of things,
Reapers
like, you
are...
compare it to a Reaper.
I mean, this does reload, but while reloadable is a pretty massive advantage, I don't think it does enough to... I think it's been nerfed too hard to justify the reloading, put it that way.
Yeah, I mean, like, having a minute, like, okay, here's one thing, like, 6,000 damage as energy, there's an argument to be made about that, like, being better for shield damage, but it's not consistent enough.
Yeah.
You really have to work well with, like, trying to go for really high burst damage to pull the shield down.
Right. Now, the Johannum, right, I've only played with this a little bit. It has similar problems in just that it's super low velocity. But at least if it hits, it's a nice satisfying impact.
The thing is, it's low velocity, but like, it's pretty, like, you can put enough shells down range that it doesn't really matter, and it's quite efficient.
That's true.
It's 0.86.
Which I think is mostly just because...
With 400 EMP as well.
Well, shite accuracy, low velocity, a slightly lengthy reload. It has to make up for it somewhere.
That is true.
This thing, though...
But like...
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Like, you could, what's it called? The one from MHM that we both really like. Velocity something. It costs, like, it's like 35% extra projectile
Particle
velocity.
accelerator?
Yes.
Yes. Right.
That will really help. GKI will help the accuracy and such.
Particle accelerator is just great for everything, man.
Mm.
I really want to see somebody use this, though, because this is the god weapon, in my opinion. I don't know if maybe it's slightly overpowered, but in the few occasions I've used this, it's wonderful.
So does this handle like a Sabo? Like just before...
Here, let me show it off, actually. Yes, it's Oniko casting. This thing, I don't know if you remember, I did a stream once where I had this and a bunch of other suppressive weapons on a Renegade, and nothing could touch it anymore. Because the suppressive fire was just that strong.
What's the base damage? 400. They each do 75 kinetic and EMP damage.
And good EMP arcs, which I appreciate.
I'd like to see that some more.
Yeah, this I adored. It is about noon though, so I should notify Vera. and we're probably gonna have to get started with the real thing.
Oh wait, Georgie, hello.
Oh, he's here? I had to close my chat box for a minute.
So I only just realised.
Oh, is that his Twitch username? So it
I
is.
assume.
I brought Oni in just for
Yeah,
you, JRG.
okay. Just for you.
Alright. Okay, I have pinged Vera, so she should be here shortly, along with a ping for... She said she's going to ping all the tournament watchers, so...
Okay. Don't think we'll be able to watch a full stream like that's okay. What matters is that we love you.
Oh, right, she. You'd think I'd remember that considering how often I've called Nia she. Don't think I'll be able to watch the full stream? That's fine. Okay. So once the ping has gone out and people have filed in, I guess is when I'll start. I don't have any special instructions, so I'm pretty sure I'm just playing the matches, watching the matches, laughing at whoever dies, and moving on to the next match.
I mean, isn't that the point anyway?
Yes. They were also very kindly gave me a series of cheat sheets if I forget what a ship is and need to remember why it does anything. Or a weapon, or a fighter. It's very nice, actually. I should make a series for my own mod. It's cool looking. It's like shorthand for, hey, here's how you use this and why. Fortunately, I have a fair amount of experience with Kadur and campaign, and there's only a few things that I'm not familiar with.
Yeah, you've got much more experience with Kadur than I have.
That's just because I adore some of the weapons, mainly.
Yeah, that's fair.
And a couple of specific ships, the Ziz primarily. I want to see Ziz in this tournament. Alright, the ping has gone out, so I'll wait like, what, 5 minutes? I don't know how many people are gonna be here. But yes, barring anything else, I believe I just click the thing, which, you know, I may as well show it off.
Did you drop a ping in our Discord, by the way?
I did not.
I'll do it for you, mate.
Okay, I appreciate that. We and everything has happened? Okay. Do you want me to just start now, Vera? I Ruben sent my fleet description. I didn't receive... Or maybe I did, actually. Hold on, let me check if the file had fleet descriptions, because I know that's very important for some of you. Oh, there are descriptions. Okay. Okay, that's gonna be interesting. I'm sure that will be interesting. Hey, Thago, how are you? It's good and entirely lore accurate. I can send it if not. I do have something here tagged with your name on it. I'll assume that's what it is. Unfortunately, I don't know whose fleet this is. I assume that Vera's Victor's is the representation for the opponents. All my descriptions are just ship names and file names. Ah, good morning, Doggo. So, whoever Not Enough Danmaku is, which, by the way, amazing name. Who dares summon me?
Summon me?
Hey, Cypher, AJG. Oh, sweet of you, thank you. Oh, another Discord ping. No special instructions. One quick look at... I need that out of the way. I wanted each challenging fleet. Yeah, no, that's what I was planning on doing already. Alright, I guess I have to leave Discord up if I'm going to get...
Oh my god, the Tempests! The
Alright.
Tempests.
I will turn off the music now. Get ready. Alright, so how do I guess I can just mouse over them. So it looks like for opponents we're starting, I don't know if it's going to be waves or if this is just it, but it's kind of interesting. There's a Harbinger, 4 Tempests, 2 Enforcers, an Aurora, an Eagle, an Apogee, and 2 Omens.
Did notice the Apogee's got a plasma cannon on the front.
Oh, it does. Oh, it does. That could be interesting.
And a Hurricane. Pretty aggressive. It's got SO.
Ooh, okay.
PPT is like 3 minutes.
No waves, no. This is it then? Oh, that's gonna get mulched. It's like PvP, but one of the players is always me. Okay. Is it like a different fleet every time then? That could be interesting. And let's see. This was apparently Metal Slug's fleet. Does he have a description? No. That's fine. Let's look at what he's doing. Oh, hell.
Ooh, I like the Tack and Lance Needler combo.
This is an interesting Ziz. Okay. I like that. This is going to absolutely wreck everything that has shields. F1 the ships to look at the loadouts, will do. We've got a Rook with, looks like mostly bombers and the Assault Corvette.
Okay.
There is a Sunbird, because of course there's a Sunbird.
Harpoon Saber. Nice.
Oh, these are mediums and these are smalls, and he just alternated them. Okay, I can approve. Shadal with the Myrmidon bomber, of course. Which is basically their Uber bomber. Oh, this is nice. Okay, so the Buzzard's running these really long-range Jezzails, the super long-range support Jayas, and then a capacitive rod launcher for, I guess, if anything gets close to me, I want it to go away now.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm gonna have to make 11 HVBs, and that's okay. Just so long as you're aware. And this... yeah, Distraction Shuttle.
Distraction Shuttle.
I adore the Distraction Shuttle. Let's see, and on Veyra...
Air. Oh, the little omen that could.
So, this is actually missing a mount. It just got a Reaper and an antimatter. This is just a Hurricane, Plaz, Sabo, nothing else. Just Reapers, HMGs, and Pulsars. Okay.
Okay.
So this is an SO fleet of the worst variety.
I'm curious how well the triple ion pulses will go along with the HMGs.
The Aurora isn't overrided.
Aurora.
Nor are the oh, that's all Thumpers and Reapers.
Thumpers and Reapers, nice.
Hey, Nemo.
Very classy. Hello, Nemo. What's this game? I know, right?
Somewhat normal Tempest build. And just 3 ion pulsers, why not?
Ion pulses.
Alright. Shall we watch things die now?
I like things dying. Do you remember the controls?
Vaguely. Alright, so we've
You know, I
got
was
Metal
expecting
Slugs,
the,
not
like-
enough Danmaku, versus
Not enough done, Marco.
Sin. Sin that deserves to be crushed. The co-caster is a bit silent. Oni, speak up.
How well... Is this equal DP? Or
I have no idea.
Mendicant straight dead. Straight up dying out in the right flank there.
Fortunately, that was the Distraction Shuttle. Both Zizzes are immediately going after the Aurora. Ooh, Sunbird down. I'd forgotten the Zizzes could turn around that quickly. Look at that. They can move oddly easily.
Yeah, they've got pretty good maneuverability for their weight class.
Nice to see an Eagle in a tournament. I mean, it's
Yeah,
close enough to a tournament.
The needler attack and lance combos, getting pretty aggressive on these smaller ships, especially with SO. They're trying to push in and then they're just getting pounded.
This was a bit high on flex a second ago, but it looks like it advanced really quickly. Hoi, Hrothgar, be less drunk. Actually, no, be more drunk. It'll help. Ziz is a great ship. I adore the Ziz. Personally.
Ooh, the Ziz is... Ooh, not quite able to capitalize on bringing the... on overloading the Ziz.
Yeah, there's a bit of knife fighting going on.
Yeah.
That Ziz could really use some support, but it looks like the rest of...
It could use some support, but it's got enough bulk to kind of take that on the chin, though maybe not for much longer.
No.
Everything else is just a bit too far back.
The rest of Metal Slug's fleet isn't direct fire. He's relying entirely on the Vizes to do the dueling Zizzes. And they're not quite holding up that way. That Harbinger is painful. I mean, it's got 3 ion pulsers.
If the Apogee pushes around to the side of the Ziz, the Aurora could come in and they could pinch with the... only the whole 180 shield. It's not going to be able to cope. Especially with the plasma cannon.
Understood, Vera. Omen for the engine kill. That is kind of their purpose. Engine disables are... they can be deadly. Quad Reaper into the Ziz's face.
Coming in. That is the Enforcer out of missile. The other Enforcer's not capitalizing on it. We do see some Hurricanes coming in, but not enough to really capitalize on that overload.
This is looking like kind of a harsh loss. Because aside from the Ziz, it's just carriers and support. Ow.
Yeah. Reaper's coming in, yeah.
Not that the Zizzes did badly, it just wasn't enough.
That little Omen is getting...
that was a bright explosion.
Around a bit, but,
Is this with a vanilla patch? Yes. And if it's not, then I've messed up. I kind of love this vanilla fleet.
yeah,
I kind of hate it.
Now this is getting... But Vanilla's the best flavor of ice cream.
I'm sorry, Ziz. I believed in you.
Unfortunately, it was just kind of out-pressured.
Oh wow, all that was lost was a single Tempest and a single Omen. That's not amazing.
Little Omen that could.
Vera's happy because she gets to buff the Ziz. I'm all for a Ziz buff. I'm gonna use the thing anyway. Alright, apparently you're quiet.
No, bumpers are terrible.
Let me see if I can make you louder.
Apparently about 30%.
Where's your volume control? Here it is.
I'll just right-click my face.
Got it. Raised it by... yeah, I'll do 30, what the hell. Say some stuff.
Pirates are best race. Faction, that one. Faction.
Wait, best race? Would you like to elaborate?
No, it's too late.
Okay.
No, it's been said. Hopefully that audio is alright though.
Okay. So the next one
Yeah,
we have...
the
oh,
Ziz just
for
getting
the love
bullied.
of God. The meme reborn.
Yes.
Which one of you is responsible for this? Because it's not showing me who did what. Just the name.
Lightforger.
Is it Lightforger? Does he have a description? He does. Okay, let me see what... what is this? Heresy.
Oh my god, it's paladins. Oh,
Okay.
I haven't seen paladins. in
Paladins can
years.
unironically be good in some situations. I'll admit, however, this is still heresy.
This is still heresy.
IPDAI.
Good now.
Oh.
Kokas is still quiet but audible.
It's Lightforge.
This might
I'm
be
no
a bit
longer
bad.
proud. I think I understand what he's attempting to do here.
Okay, to be fair though, if it can just sit in the middle of the field, then it should hopefully be able to soak up a lot of damage with 2,500 armor and 32,000 hull.
Yeah, and I mean,
Because like we've got repair unit, conduits, armored weapon mounts, and everything. We've even got Ibdai on here as well.
and certainly it should knock out any missiles aimed at it, the Reapers mainly. Now,
Hopefully.
aside from that,
Yes. Have they all got sabos and missile racks?
and Jem'Hadars, which
And
are sort of a variant on harpoons. If I pull up
Okay,
the cheat sheet I was given, the specific description for the Jem'Hadar is faster, slower harpoon.
Faster, slower harpoon.
Wait, what?
I mean, yeah, that's fair. 900 HE damage.
Oh,
That's
fatter,
just to be
slower
respectable.
harpoon.
Fatter, slower harpoon.
Which makes sense, roughly. Okay, I can't decide. These are both sinful now, officially. How dare you,
think-
Lightforger?
Depending on how the Sunbird's position, they might be able to hold off the SO ships for long enough.
Alright, fleet description. Fun facts about Sabos. Sabos are effective anti-fighter missiles. Sabos are effective PD missiles. Sabos are effective anti-PD missiles. Sabos are effective anti-hull missiles. Sabos are effective anti-armor missiles. Praise the sun, the sun, the sun, the sun, the sun, the sun, etc.
Praise the sun, the sun, the sun.
Chug, fine.
If that is specifically a reference to Fallen London, then I am proud.
How has the paladin been buffed here? I have no idea. Right.
Imagine remembering the paladin's base stats. Yeah,
I'm kind of
depending on
disappointed that
Sunbird.
the Sunbirds aren't fitted with Jayas, though. I like the Jaya. Possibly too much.
The Jai is the really long-range support one, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that does the sub-munitions thing on hit. I adore it. That is a
Hopefully
lot of
with the,
Sabos wasted on a phase ship.
Yeah.
And the
Probably just
Prophet just rammed one of the Sunbirds in the arse.
Ramming.
Too bad there's not a bingo, because I'm sure there'd be a bingo for ramming. The Endless Sabos, theoretically endless, a lot of it's kind of going nowhere.
Yeah, unfortunately, like if they can all punch into the apogee, then
Oh, some of them did. And that's a bunch of
Speaking of
Jem'Hadars. The Apogee should be dead.
yeah, we've got all the missiles coming in.
Thumper Buff win, Alex! I didn't even see that name!
I just noticed it too.
Thumper Buff now, Alex! Alright, so that's the Enforcers down. Along
Yeah,
with the
both
Apogee.
go down.
The Aurora...
The Aurora pushing in, but like, it's not really going to punch into the sorry, what's this? The largest ship called again?
Caliph.
Caliph. It's not going to be able to punch into the Caliph. Honestly, like without all the missile support, especially from the Enforcers, I think the opposing fleet is just not really going to have enough damage to take out the Caliph, unless they just painfully whittle it down.
I think the Caliph by itself might be able to take this, if the Sunbirds provide enough distraction, which they are, even though they're dying.
Possible.
The Caliph is having some trouble with this Aurora, though.
That said, if the especially with the Omen on the back there, if it can keep the engines disabled on the Caliph,
Yeah, the Caliph not being able to move the way
there's
it
a
wants is going... Ooh, that hurts, that hurts.
because the Omen.
No, one of them's called Thumper Buff When, Alex, JRG.
Yeah. You're never gonna hit the Omen with the Hellbourne and
Oh, Posing Eagle's down. So is another Sunbird, though. The Caliph really needs to get control of this situation. The Tempest was not one of the things important to you, sir. Well, I guess it was. It does have a
problem is,
pulsar.
I don't think it really can get control of this situation. like it can keep protecting its engines, but the Aurora will just be able to disengage as it pleases.
Oh, I'm sorry. This
It
is the
has
Prophet, not the
to do
Caliph.
so. Wow.
The Caliph is too big for tournaments. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of the Super Chunk.
The super chunk.
I've never actually managed to get the Caliph in campaign. I have no idea what it's like.
As long as the Omen doesn't engage from the front, because that's where all the smalls are. Ooh, ooh. The Omen is actually getting kind of low now that the Sunbird's pushing up on it.
Yeah, those
keeping away
Sables
from
might
the
take it
Caliph.
out. Unless it manages to move out of range. It moved out of range. That's... And let's not forget, there is a second Omen. The Omens are fast enough that they're mostly staying out of the way. This Harbinger's still here, though, and
Yeah.
that could be a problem, although it's running out of CR.
It is indeed. Do we only have these two Sunbirds left, along with the Prophet?
There's one more
Yeah,
Sunbird
no,
down
there's
here.
two more. One more? There's one more.
Yeah, I think it's just these three left. This could be a loss. The Prophet is really not handling this well. They don't have damage left, but they've got EMP for days.
Well, true. What's the PPT on those like? Because they might run out of PPT before they can actually.
The Harbinger is about to lose CR.
10% left. Like, I don't think they'll be able to punch through what is probably about 30,000 hull.
The Tempest is
before
slowly
they
losing
run out
CR. The Omen is not, though. The Omen still got PPT left. Oh, hello. You're overloaded, but are you going to survive? Yeah, not enough Jamatar's aimed at you. You'll take some damage, but you're...
Oh.
Oh.
Still like 33% damage-ish. One of the Omens does go down. But again, I just don't think that they have enough PPT to get enough damage out on the Prophet before they run out of PPT and malfunction.
I think you're right. I think ultimately they have this.
Even if they weren't actually taking any damage, I think they'd just run out of PPT before they could. If only they still had the Thumpers exactly. The Thumpers would be really handy here.
The Enforcers got taken out super early.
Yeah.
Probably to their advantage. I think this is going to boil down to Prophet versus Aurora, although it might die here.
More Sabos coming in.
Do they have the missiles left to finish it off?
I think the Sunbird on the bottom does, yeah.
Oh! Suicide Pact, okay. They won! With two Sunbirds left, they've won. Alright, congratulations. You heretic.
Yeah, I think if the Enforcers had been able to get more of their Reapers out on the Caliph, to crack some more of the armor, they could have actually got some decent damage out on the Caliph, on the hull, but...
Or if the Apogee hadn't died so quickly, because it had the Hurricane and the Plas Cannon.
That is true.
1 HVB? What would the HVB for the blah 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 HVB for this be? It's Sunbirds. By the end of this tournament, you're gonna have 4 HVBs for Sunbirds.
Well, clearly it's just going to be a bunch of Sunbirds taped together, isn't it? Space tape.
Alright. What?
Oh, yes. Accidental benchmark.
Accidental? Is this literally what it looks like? Is this just 3 Prophets and that's all we're doing? Okay, what do we have?
Okay, we've got Mjolnir and
Ooh.
the Hellbores, which I'm kind of liking.
Mjolnirs and Shockwebs.
So definitely, like, double broadsiders. Phase Sunbird, obviously. Ooh.
Full of mortars.
Yeah.
And slings.
As Lightforger did point out, we are rocking 3600 weapon flux on only 1600 disp.
That is true. Most of that, I think, is coming out of just bristling with mortars and kind of the Mjolnirs.
I mean, the Monos are fairly expensive.
They're
If,
roughly as the shock whips are a little less expensive, but it is pretty heavy.
Yeah.
Profits will get flanked hard, probably.
I think so too.
IPDI mortars.
Ipdai Mortars is definitely ambitious.
Well, I can see the idea here. I hope it works. I adore the shockwebs. Okay.
I think one of the main issues is going to be the flux management. If they have to fire both sides at once, which I don't think they will.
Yeah, probably not.
But if they do have to, then they're going to flux out pretty hard. But again, I think it's going to be another issue of not having enough time or damage to crack through almost 100,000 defense like HP points.
All right, see signups. Entertain me. The shockwebs have the potential to just shut down the little ships pretty hard. Oh, I love it. I love it already.
Thing is,
it's so pretty.
Like you'll get, especially on like the Omen there, you'll get consistent hits in, but like I don't think you'll get enough in. Prof on the left, ooh dear, that's probably not a good position to push up in now. And that's
Don't ram your friend!
Either.
The Prophets are moving around surprisingly quickly. It's almost working for them.
Yeah.
I mean, they're fluxing out pretty hard.
Well, the bottom left one is...
Ooh, Quad Reaper. That Quad Reaper got shut down. This one still has them ready.
Being pressured, so the Harbinger's trying to come in and kind of dousing itself. The central one needs to actually pull back to try and support clockwise around, or just push in on the.
This Prophet has all the flux it needs, and it's kind of providing fire support for his overwhelmed buddy.
Yeah.
But it's not quite enough.
Need the shield. It doesn't. They don't necessarily need their shields. So as long as they keep their shields down and only flicker on when EMP comes in, it should be okay.
Taking forever to die? It is taking forever to die. It's got a lot of health. A Tempest blew up against it.
It is it's actually almost dead though.
Yeah, that's one.
They're just going to do the same thing to probably this bottom one now, while the Harbinger teases the top one.
Yeah, this one is getting a bit too distracted. He needs to help his friend.
Yeah, the trouble is like the top one's also getting overloaded and EMPs. So it's not going to be able to maneuver.
Yeah. As much as I adore the shockwebs, and they definitely did show off some of their effectiveness, it's not enough to just have 3 Prophets against this particular fleet.
Yeah, the issue was like just getting out, like completely outflanked, but the Sunbirds were kind of there to help hold a line.
I was impressed by the amount of fire and the Prophet's maneuverability. The total lack of escorts, on the other hand.
Yeah.
Not
thumpers
the most amazing idea. I do love the shockwhip, though. I could watch that all day.
The thing is, each projectile is 75 kinetic damage and EMP damage. So, like, if you manage to get a lot of them in, like, they do kind of...
It's actually heavier damage if it hits before it splits as well. I believe, anyway.
I think the actual card is listed 400, but it seems to split immediately. Profit does go down. Yeah, the issue was they were just flanked out.
Yeah, not something they could handle. They took out a couple Tempests.
Yeah. As SAC mentioned in the tournament chat and the Discord, the shockwebs also have a tendency to friendly fire. More so.
That's true. Yeah, you're gonna have to watch the Discord chat for me because there are too many things for me to pay attention to. I can't read that at the same time. Right. I'd like to, but I'm already using 3 screens as it is. My fleet is designed to take advantage of Kadur weaknesses. You would know them best. I say that. I'm trying to make a faction mod. I have no idea what their weaknesses are. But then again, I suck. Right. The Sunbirds and the Ziz featuring baby hyenas.
Featuring baby hyenas.
Sunbuds. Okay. Alright, this is Sad Squidward. Wasn't he one of the accursed Beholder users? I think he was. Not surprising this then. Oh, it's just tons of Jamathars and a Giselle. Okay.
Okay.
Sure. What are the hyenas? Oh, a gyrojet! I was hoping to see some of these. In bigger numbers, but I was hoping to see them.
Okay. Okay, so like longer range, needlers, basically.
So, the gyrojet is, like, it has no accuracy at all. But 1500 range! If you get enough of them, you can get a really good suppressive hail of fire. You do need enough of them, though. Oh, there's more gyrojets on the Zizzes, along with a Gauss cannon.
Ooh.
And Jacana spike batteries. Ooh, I like these. Now, well, these were... See, I don't know. These remind me slightly of like the capacitive rod launcher in missile form. They're really cool.
Yeah.
I don't trust the AI to use them. They're gonna be shot at a frigate. They're gonna miss.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I don't trust strike missiles at all. Also, I just noticed a few things. The names on these things. We've got Praise the Sunbird, Flipping the Sunbird, Sunbird Up, Black Hole Sunbird, Spamming J, Sunburba, Deadly Laser, Ziz Nuts, What You Doing Step Ziz, Hyena Do Any About It, and Laughs in Murderous.
Nice.
So at least the naming game's on point. So, given what we saw with the last, the Sunbird and Prophet fleet, fewer Sunbirds, but 2 Zizzes. I could see this winning, and I'd like it to.
Yeah, it depends how hard Varus fleet goes.
The only problem is the Zizzes are providing most of the... Like, the Sunbirds aren't going to be able to handle direct confrontations.
Yeah.
Nor will these. So the Zizzes have to, but they're kind of built long range. And that's going to be a problem.
That's the thing. They're built for, like... as you said, they're built for long range. So, like... I mean, the Gaussers will be just fine in close engagements because of the pretty decent projectile speed. So you'll probably get some decent hits on the Omens. But is this enough to...
Oops, all Sunbirds. Yeah, I don't know if they've got quite enough. Especially considering, like I said, there are problems with the AI and missiles. I say that Tempest looks like it's going to die. Yep.
Yep.
Good to see. Okay, the Zizzes are using those Jacanas quickly. If they can get hits in and get quick kills, they might have it.
Yeah, especially on the priority targets like this, I was going to say like the Apogee, but the Apogee is just kind of drifting away without its engines. And the,
Ooh, Eagle overloaded.
Eagle overloaded, couple in the engine, and some good damage on the side.
Come on, come on, come on. Ooh, just barely survives. And an Omen is casually destroyed. That's good. The Omens are actually kind of important to the kill.
Yeah, getting rid of the Omen here is really nice.
That Enforcer's dead.
Varia's fleet not actually being able to, or choosing not to engage fully.
That's partially because the Gyrojets, I think.
Yeah. The Yucanas have a little bit of knockback. The capacitive rod launchers have a lot of knockback. Yeah,
the combination of the Gyrojets and the impact of so many Jacanas fired so quickly really smacked this Vera's fleet in the face. Whether they could have dealt with it or not, they backed up. Oh, that Aurora's dead. Okay, I think they've won. They've gotten
Yeah.
many important kills. They're basically still all alive.
They've managed to defend hard and quickly against the fleet and not let them take flanking positions.
Yeah, that's the main thing. They didn't allow themselves to be put in a bad position.
Yeah.
The sheer range and threat of the Gyrojet, I think, is a good part of that. But the Chicanas were
Yeah.
really cool to watch.
Yeah, they worked out quite well actually. And like this backline missile support is working out really, like just in general, really well to support the
Clean
scissors.
sweep.
Yeah, clean.
Well, he was the previous
Shame.
tournament winner. He should know what he's doing. Okay, that's another HVB. What will that one be, Vera? In fairness, like, that was a lot
Are we
of...
going to see the Imperium Titan just with Chicanas?
Absolutely. Well, unfortunately, that was a Ziz win, so maybe you don't get to buff them.
Hmm.
Alright, Hrothgar, I believe, asked me to read his description before anything
Yes.
else.
Yes.
So, pardon me. Hrothgar was sad. He was sober in this sad days. Sober meant pain and suffering of recent age, seeping into soul and heart. He needed something strong enough to hit him with enough strength. So he asked, is Demoman Brother to help? He sent Hrothgar this. Listen, I'm going to be nice and assume that all spelling errors are on part of alcohol. Let's make proper drink.
Alcohols.
The drunk scrumpe
Ooh,
for a Ziz.
rocking a hill.
A hill,
Indeed, a
Gyrojets, Jezebels, Chicanas. Okay, nice fit. Looks good. I approve. Drunk Cider Rook. We've got 2 Myrmidons and a Hoplite. The Hoplite just shoots out those Chicanos we saw early. The Myrmidon just has this... It's just a really, really good torpedo that I don't think has a modular equivalent. Of course I will, JRG. And what do we have? Cam rails! I want to see more cam rails. Drunk red wine. Drunk
Sorry, can you
tequila.
pop open the card for the cameras again?
Oh,
Just real quick.
so the light cam rail, it's just a good
Okay.
frag weapon.
Yeah, okay.
But as they get bigger, they get really interesting, in my opinion.
With Ipdai, actually.
So we've got camels,
More
which I
cam
was
rails than
hoping to
we
see
do with
because these are
Ipdai.
genuinely really good frigates.
Okay, okay.
Ooh,
That's
the
just-
canister gun. I think this is like a small shockwave.
Yeah, this also splits into 8.
And then these are interesting. I don't have much experience with them, actually.
1 60 by 14, 50% energy damage on initial.
And
50%
they
after-
were neglected to make this part of my cheat sheet,
Okay.
so...
Okay.
Slight scuff.
Um,
But from what I remember, it's pretty flashy, so it should be interesting to see.
These very much reminds me of the PRV flamer with the explosion delay
Right.
modification.
Right. It works similarly to the crystal resonant splinter gun that's also part of Kadur, which
Hmm.
has a very interesting effect. The question is whether they'll get used properly.
Is the 60 by 14 damage inclusive or excluding the additional 50% energy and then the additional 50%? So
No
like, are we getting 60 by 14 twice with some as energy and some as HE, I wonder?
No idea. Camels are pretty good frigates, though, pretty tough. So while this isn't an amazing fit, it should hit pretty hard. We have
yeah, so
drunk
the,
tequila,
Crypt-
whiskey,
Crypt Line
vodka,
Splinter
rum,
gun has the same projectiles.
arak,
Crystal
which I
Line.
assume is a drink. Drunk
Arak,
spirit. Here's the
arak.
Archimandrite.
Okay, we've got a Mark 9.
Not a lot else, but hey, a Mark 9 by itself is good.
I mean, it's good enough for the low flux capacity on the Archimandrite.
Yep. Drunk and pure ethanol. Drunk shake. And drunk, serve with a slice of lemon. Right, excellent names. Interesting fits. I approve of the Ziz, particularly. And this is a heavy bomber wave. I would love to see that get some kills. Right. Let's do this, Rothgar.
Take a whiskey drink, take a vodka drink.
Those fusion torpedoes, I would love to see those get some hits. Thought they wouldn't show up? I like the Camel. I think it's a pretty tough, acceptable frigate.
The thing is, in general, we need better frigates that are usable in, like, mid to late game engagements.
Yeah, I think there are plenty that are. It's just that they get underestimated because of how flashy everything else gets.
Maybe not that one, though. Maybe not that Camel.
Yeah, he was a little too aggressive. Let's rush the Eagle. That will work out for me.
Yeah, the trouble is the Harbinger and the Omen's getting stuck in alongside the Eagle as well, so they're just going to pick off anything that tries to engage on the right. Not making much progress on either the Aurora or the Apogee, though the Enforcer's got a bit of pressure up on it.
Where are the bombers? I guess they're over here? Doing something?
Yes?
Oh, this has got ion pulse to hell.
Oh,
This might be a loss just because they weren't able to sustain an SO rush. Yeah. Oh, there are the bombs. Completely off target.
completely off target. They're quite slow, actually, aren't they?
They are. It's amazing if they hit, but they are slow, which is a bit of a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, this is going to get flanked and... Well, maybe this is blowing up might take out the Harbinger along the way, you know?
You can hope.
Goes a
No,
long shot.
just... Nice as the fleet was, it had zero ability to sustain an SO rush.
Yeah, they just got pushed, like, out of position and then picked off.
Against a non-SO fleet, I think they'd have done alright. Only 3 of my ships actually have SO. You know what I'm talking about, Vera. You don't need the entire fleet to have SO to do SO. Ah, what? Hello, Howler.
Slow, that's what she said. Onika AA Onika Dosh.
Thank you, Howler. I'm surprised that this Rook carrier is what's left.
Saving the best for last.
When I say SO rush, what I mean is that the ships that would normally be slow have SO, and everything else is too fast to matter. Alright, well, sorry, Rothgar. I appreciate the attempt. More
More whiskey drinks or some more vodka drinks.
More justification for a Ziz buff, though, on the plus side.
Just trying to get the Ziz buff.
I like it. Alright, next we have... Archangel. Do you have a description for me to read? You do not? Okay. That's to you. I have no idea what I'm doing. That's okay. None of us do. In life or in Starsector. Right!
That's the point.
Oh, hello. This is interesting.
Okay. Okay.
Gyrojets, Needlers, Hephaestus's, Autopulses, a Locust, and Dual Flex. Okay. You know, that's less flex than I thought it was going to be.
I mean, the thing is, the autopulses are pretty efficient, and so are Hephaestus.
You know, this might actually work out for them. That's a lot of pretty heavy, sustainable firepower that could be slammed into anything that's close to it.
Yeah.
The Sunbirds this time running, Jerboa microspikes on the side with Jamadhars in the main. The microspikes are nice. They're basically just...
kinetic. Okay.
It's a little bit like a shotgun. The Enforcers don't have an SO, they're a protest mode. We've got Hyenas again with capacitive rod launchers and Salamanders. Interesting. I like Salamanders personally. I know they don't see as much use in tournaments, but engine disables, as we're seeing, are devastating. And Shardal's running Veles, Jazaron CP rocket pod. I don't know what that is. Allow me to examine my cheat sheet. The rockets do energy damage and EMP, apparently.
Okay.
And Jerichos are pretty useful. So
Jerichos are a nice alternative to pylons.
they are. Mostly, these are in a small slot.
That is true. That is true.
So, lots of capacitive rods. These will help the Sunbirds to knife fight if they have to. Basically, a support carrier. I like the EMP bombers. And then this thing. This could potentially shred most of its opponents.
Yeah, as long as the fighters are able to hold the line on the flanks, then yeah.
Fighter
I mean, you
weapon
got
tooltips
Summers
can't
as well,
arrive soon
so-
enough. I think Borkin does something like that, doesn't it?
There is a whole mod from Borkin, which costs 0 DP that gives you fighter weapon stats, but it's not a proper tooltip.
It'll make a fine sideshow for our scheme to kill 1 million people. My prediction is they will at least put up a good fight, if not win.
Yeah.
Although
I feel
that
like
may
this could
just be
comfortably
because
go
they're
anyway.
spamming Sunbirds.
Depends how well these missiles go. If the Omens are up in the front, they could actually help to EMP out the missiles.
One hyena down already.
This is Archangel's fleet, yes.
Energy Kopeshes? Yeah, I guess you could call them that.
And as JRG
Sunbird?
said, Diable will list spider weapon DPS and damage types in their names. Indeed. Pushing back the Eagle pretty comfortably, but not
Yeah.
getting in the DPS that needs.
The Prophet is easily pushing back anything that gets remotely close to it, but it hasn't secured a kill yet.
Is pushing up in this Enforcer. If they can just quickly take it out. Yeah, there we go.
That's an
Yeah.
Enforcer down. I love how strongly the capacitive rod launcher just kicks things.
Yeah.
Alright, if the Prophet pushes in correctly, it could help secure a victory. Tempest doesn't really
yeah,
matter.
I mean, like, if it pushes in now, it has free reign.
Keeping the Eagle and the Aurora off of everything else would be big. Has any non-Sunbird fleet won yet? Has any Sunbird fleet lost? Bits spread out. The Apogee over here and the Harbinger are both distracted with a single Sunbird.
That is true.
The
That's true.
cruisers are nowhere near the Prophet now, although it is bullying that Enforcer. Ow, 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 ow.
Yeah, just some nice, good damage out from this build. Like, very comfortable for sustained damage.
Another hyena picked off by the Eagle, though. Well, in this case, Yuppin, I think a lot of the point was for Veyra to figure out how to balance the mod. So it's not exactly a bad thing that we see which things get overused and which get underused.
Exactly.
Like, if certain weapons or ships do not show up at all in this little series of cage matches, those could probably use a buff. Or a better explanation of their mechanics or whatever.
There's some semblance of an argument to may be made, like, this doesn't fit well in a tournament fleet archetype, but
There are
generally speaking,
cases like that, yes.
yeah. Talking about like how the salamanders don't really fit into tournament style fights.
I mean, I think
particular.
engine seeker missiles are still really useful, but then again, you know, I did that thing with the dusts.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just there's a lot to be said for a ship not getting to move the way it wants to. Omen down.
Yeah, positioning is so important.
Unfortunately, it looks like the Shardals are going to get taken out here, along with Sunbirds. The Prophet I don't know. All 3 enemy cruisers are still alive, and the Harbinger.
Yeah, the Aurora's now. Sorry, the Apogee is now coming in. The Prophet does seem to be maneuvering to actually engage onto the Apogee instead.
Wow, that Aurora got down here fast.
Yeah.
Could kill the Apogee here. So overloaded its auto pulses trying. Didn't quite manage it.
Yeah.
I don't think the Prophet's able to handle all of this at the same time.
Probably not. It like ideally it should try and focus the Aurora first. That's not a good idea.
Nope, that was a little less than ideal.
We do have some nice missiles like.
Yeah, the
fighters
Sherdals are still
coming in
alive somehow.
soon.
Where'd the Harbinger go? Oh, it's dead. It must have run out of CR.
Yeah. Tempest just died as well.
If the Prophet acts ideally and the carriers don't get bothered, maybe you could take out these 3 cruisers?
If it dumps everything it has into this Eagle and then burns at it like this, it could probably get some decent damage in. But it's not really following up.
The Aurora is getting completely bullied by bombers, though, and is about to die.
Yeah.
Oh, Eagle overloads. Aurora dead. It might
Yeah,
win.
Just that late game fighter support coming in to help clean up where the
Oh!
where the Prophet can't maneuver.
Painful.
Really good damage actually from these fighters, bombers rather.
Velos good. Yeah, I was a little underwhelmed early on with the Velos performance, but now that they kind of have free reign,
As Stormbringer said, half these ships aren't going to get in range of the Prophet before they get hit hard flux.
yeah, and so that slightly limits the
Yeah.
Prophet's ability to punish them. That's it. That's a good solid win.
Yeah, the bombers coming in really handy late game.
Not bad. They lost every Sunbird and every Hyena, but all Sherdals were fine.
So Sunbird's confirmed to need a buff, huh?
Not
I think it's
exactly.
possible that Sunbirds might still be a bit too strong.
We're seeing good
like,
performance from the Prophet overall in these cage matches,
it's still
though.
a relatively small sample size, you know?
Yes.
GRG doesn't have high hopes for their fleet.
We're seeing that overall the Prophet seems to be good.
Hmm.
Alright, this is Desk Up. Do I have a description for Desk Up? I do. We are the fleet that marches to death. We will crash and burn. But from the ashes of the wrecks we will rise again, stronger than ever before. For we are Phoenix, and you will buff us, just as planned.
Nice.
It's Sunbirds! They're not gonna get buffed!
Sunbirds.
Okay, what are we doing? Oh, for the love of hell.
I love it. Oh, I love it. This brings me back to the Imperium fleets from SEC and Slav. I love this. This isn't going to work, but I love this.
Borb Hell, Borb, BLRB. Is that? I don't know. Drunken Spacer, Augeus, Melano, Aglea, Penthesilea, Necessity, Antiphus, Asius, Atralus, Longshot.
Then we've got a
And for the Falchion, we
Okay,
have Giselles and Fission Howitzers.
So this
okay.
seems like a small owl.
It basically is.
Vision. Okay.
I like the Falchion, personally, and I like these weapons. I think this could be interesting. Check their weapon groups. Okay, Desk Up, was this
yeah.
intentional?
Oh.
That seems like a
yeah.
bad idea. The weapon groups on this are fine. I'll take who needs kinetic damage for 500, Alex. Well, the Giselles are good at that. Alright.
As Thargo said, if you check the weapon groups, remember to do a reset.
Yeah.
Contamination of the neck. Yeah.
For the many. So it's a rook with heavy giselles, which I very much approve of, and phalanxes, which are pretty good, especially if you can get them on moss like this.
Mm.
And the rook also has this ability to buff fighters. So they could get some kills with this.
Okay.
Let's see. For the many and mixedly, and then... How's that pronounced? Kukulane, I think? With just a Jericho and some things. So, a distraction shuttle.
I know we have some Irish folk in the Starsector community.
I'm slightly Irish, but not enough that I should be talking about it. After I promised myself that after I finish learning Japanese, I want to learn Irish as a language, but I have not had the time to do either. Anyway, so the rooks, I think, could provide a lot of the pressure here with those fighters. The falchion is interesting, but there's definitely going to be an overriding strategy here.
For clarification, it's pronounced Kuhalin. Thank you to SEC in the Discord.
I know that I've heard multiple different ways that I've been told to pronounce that. So I'm not sure whether to trust that. Unfortunately, I think that's pretty common with the Irish language, where depending on who you ask, it's pronounced differently. Hello, Falchion, was that necessary?
That was entirely necessary.
That was an unnecessary amount of Reapers for a single Tempest!
Is it though? Is it though?
Oh, I love the red glows. And the rocket's red glare.
Friendly reminder that
Oh!
Reapers are effective.
Reapers
ED
snuck in on the Eagle's engines.
We need like more Reapers to go in on that Aurora. It's like halfway, which is just like not good enough. Oh, oh. Some coming out from left field. Oh,
Enforcer down. Aurora down.
Oh, it's working. Oh, it's working.
If this wins, I have to nerf Sunbirds in the ground, so I hope it doesn't. Yep. Good luck with that, Vera.
As far as I can tell, there's only a few Reapers left.
Yeah, they might be running out of Reapers, but don't Sunbirds have a missile regen system? I forget how it works.
Ooh, ooh, this Sunbird in south. Yeah, getting picked off.
Oh! Okay, somebody capitalize quickly. Kill the Eagle. Kill the Eagle. Oh, nearly dodged. Just caught the weapon mount. And credit to the Rook's fighters. They're really locking things down.
Yeah, it's just that little bit of like consistent pressure needed to really enable the Reapers coming in.
Harbinger is trying to kill one of the Rooks, but with Ion Pulsars alone, it's not quite enough.
Unlimited missile works. It's over.
Somebody clipped something. I'll have to look at that later. What is that a clip of, Scorbiot?
Oh, that was the thing at the beginning where I've already forgotten his name. Where the one ship charged through the little route, the Falchion.
The Falchion knocked his Sunbird friends aside.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good clip, good clip. I thought for a minute it was a clip of my reaction when I saw that it was Reaper Sunbirds.
Yeah, if the Sunbirds can pull back, regroup, and reload. Maybe not that one.
Ooh, that's a Rook down.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Yeah.
They're getting kind of picked off now. The Aurora is still in fine shape. Or Apogee,
That's the
sorry.
thing, they really need to, especially those four in the north, focusing on the Yeoman.
The Falchion does not have health.
Falchion doesn't have health, but it might still be able to get some work done.
It's certainly
Just
trying.
keeping the Tempests busy. It's got the maneuverability to kind of get something done, but as soon as the Harbinger comes in, I think the Falchion is done. We are kind of attempting to push up on the
Despite how
Apogee, but
amazing
they're
that is, they
still
might just
focused on
lose.
the Yeoman. I think one of the big problems there is that for the 4 of them are too focused on that omen. Chuck,
I'm an
by the way.
obsolete design Sunbird class. You are not. This tournament is about whether or not you get nerfed because you're too good. The Harbinger is just about out of CR, but it's lasted long enough to do the job it needs to do.
Yeah. We are getting a bit of the fighter support in as well.
I don't think they have enough pressure left to kill the Apogee anymore. Although the Apogee is safety overrided and running out of CR rapidly, it might die on its own if they can stay away from it.
Yeah, so it at like 45, 44-ish percentage now.
Harbinger is basically dead. Apogee is down to 42. They're rallying. They could win.
If the Sunbird is an obsolete design and has done all of this, then what the fuck does that say about the other ships?
I think there is some lore about Kadur being kind of scuffed. Yes, just bully the Tempest with massed PD guns. That will work. It is working. I'm being sarcastic, but also not. What was that aimed at?
I think that might have been at the at a fighter or something. Not gonna lie.
Harbinger down. Who saw that coming?
How much DP does the Sunbird cost as is?
CR win on the SO ships? Listen, SO heretics deserve a shameful CR death. Where'd the Apogee go? What's it doing? Apogee? Apogee, are you okay?
My thought is that it was pushed out by fighters and just hasn't re-engaged yet.
Also, the Falchion is still alive.
I told you. It might be on low hit points, but I think the Falchion can actually get some work done. It's got enough maneuverability and decent shield.
Is that Omen all that's left aside from the Apogee?
Yeah.
I think it is.
Varia,
Oh, near
Varia
miss.
only has 15% DP remaining in fleet, so it's this Omen and whatever the Apogee is on.
Oh, that
Honestly,
Reaper
might be one
bounced
of the
off.
things. Honestly,
Alright.
that might be the case though, that the Apogee is just running out of DP and is having trouble engaging again.
I can't seem to get a mouse over, assumedly because nobody's targeting it, but... It's got engines! It's had engines this whole time. It just doesn't want to move. It's still at 39! What was it doing?
Time out.
Seriously, the Apogee just said, I'm bored, and left.
Yeah.
Kind of boned now. I mean, maybe you'll kill that Sunbird, because it's trying to face tank you, but... Ah, Starsector AI, don't we love thee? Oh! Vicious. It's reckless and has SO, and yet.
And yet.
Kadur does really well with fighter bomber support, don't most factions. So, if your plan was to die and get buffed, you failed. What do we have next? Bonk. JRG. Okay.
Bonke.
Once the Ancillae had a purpose, they were to safeguard the installation of the Forerunners. This is no longer You better be. This is no longer possible. The Halo race have all been destroyed, and so their monitors have nothing. Had nothing. Where they once protected the Forerunners and their structures, none of which remain, they've elected to protect their concepts. This fleet of AI-piloted warships has dedicated itself to upholding one of their laws. The Forerunner mantle of responsibility dictates that they are responsible for the protection and guidance of all life in the galaxy. As an extension of that, it is their responsibility to ensure that the procreation of all life continues. I see where this is going. As such, the 34th law of the Forerunner domain was enacted to ensure a continuing population. All that exists must be made erotic. This fleet has dedicated itself to that principle, the ancillary renaming themselves in that image. None shall escape the horny Forerunner AIs.
All embrace the horny Forerunners.
Okay, what have you done? Mendicant boobas.
Mendicant boobas.
It's covered in Jerichos. Is this the first Seraph we've seen? I think it is.
It's... Yes, the previous one we saw was in the benchmark.
So the Obbit is apparently sort of like a piranha, and then we've seen the Myrmidons.
I do love piranhas. They're really fun to mass. Like, just as many piranhas as possible.
They are. Looks ugly. Yeah, Emil was giving it some flack too. It's not bad. Mark 9 and a Hellbore, covered in Jerichos and Vulcan cannons. Not bad bombers. Pretty good, actually.
Not bad. Yeah.
The Rook is running the exact same thing, and Gyrojets, so it should work just fine. And we've got Archimandrites with Atropos, Giselles,
The Ultra Caliber. Okay.
I adore the Ultra Caliber Camrail. I want to see that work. That's a lot of Archimandrites. Guilty Spunk. Penitent Tangent. Abject Testament. Static Carillinism. Exuberant Clitness. Tragic Swallowtude. Despermidant Pyre. Intrapeni. The Custodianus. And Contriti Witness.
Banned from Twitch.tv.
Are you proud of yourself, JRG? Ooh, do a microvision. These are good. Stream suspended. Alright. Show me what your horniness can do, JRG. I can ban him for you? Hi, Howler. Not yet. He is technically the captain of the Lahoney ship.
Mm-hmm. At least there's no sunbirds, so we'll see how,
there aren't any sunbirds, that's true. This is a chance for sunbirds to not be, nerfed. Oh, I love the Ultra Calibers. More!
Okay, visually, that's awesome.
They are visually amazing, and practically, I think they do have some applications.
Especially with 4 of them firing in like that. They're pushing away the Harbinger and such.
Oh. Unfortunately, the enemy fleet isn't really using fighters, so there's slightly limited usefulness to the Seraph system. But it's still good.
Yeah. The anti-horny.
All Kadur ships are either ugly or beautiful with no in-between. Kadur has a certain style, and while it's not completely up my alley, I kind of like it.
Unfortunately,
oh, please.
the Aurora just kind of being left to do what it wants.
It is. A couple Archimandrites up here are tormenting the Apogee, but...
I don't think 3 chem rails is going to be enough to actually pressure the Apogee, though. You get some Reapers coming out, but the Eagle's not really able to follow up.
Kadur has spread out way too much, and they're kind of getting picked off.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I will say the chemrails could probably use a buff, but I still really like them the way they are.
One thing I will say about the chem rails is that .34 for a frag gun is...
It is really good.
Mediocre.
Oh, that's mediocre. Oh, never mind.
I mean, if you consider that they do 25%.
That's true. Yeah, they've spread out and they're dead.
Yeah, unfortunately.
If they kept a harsher line with the Archimandrites, that might have worked out.
Mm-hmm.
But the Archimandrites kind of went all over the place and just got beaten up by engine disables.
Yeah.
Now the poor Seraph's getting bullied.
It was too horny to be useful.
This is what happens when you're using your targeting feed for hentai. I'm not wrong! You're targeting the wrong things.
Some might say that JRG moved their load too quickly. They couldn't go the distance. Shamed. Kink shame.
You beat me to it. Alright, well, there's that. Poor Seraph. Alright. Lyra didn't add anti-spam? Well, alright, Alex, did you give me a description? I bet you did. Yes, you did. I'm sorry. I tried to make a balanced fleet, I really did. But the Sunbirds, they called to me and I couldn't ignore them.
Oh dear.
Alright, what did you do with the Sunbirds? The ship, not the boob, stuck to the side, you horny. Okay. Okay. Well, we've got Ultra Calibers, Hellbores, a bunch of heavy autocannons.
I mean, the hacks are alright.
This could work.
I dig this. Let's see what the Sunbirds have got. Seem to be Sabos and
Harpoons.
Yep, Sabos, Harpoons.
Sables and Harpoons. Okay, is that... Alright. No regrets. Blue kit sucks. What's a blue kit? Okay. Blot out the sun. Alex Atheos worst mod. This one goes out to Sam. Fishing. You are all lovely. Revolver Ocelot. Marlon Brando. Let's see, the Shurdalls are running Phalanxes. Phalanxes are perfectly acceptable. Gyro Jets and Salamanders, hey. Perfectly content. Ran out of names.
Salamanders.
Mom come picked me up. I am scared and horny.
Also, I want to clarify that Blue Kit is a classroom engagement learning thing.
Very descriptive, thank you. So we've seen the Prophet do really well, especially if combined with Sunbirds, so we can expect good things.
I mean, with this many Sabos, they're still, like, as good as the Apogee shields are, for instance. They're going to be able to punch into the Apogee and just finish it off with harpoons, you know?
Let's see how many missiles get wasted on the Harbinger. Oh, none of the initial volley that time. Prophet rammed a Sunbird again, though.
Yeah, the Apogee's just getting pressured, and now the couple Hellbore shots coming out with the Chemerail as well. Not quite, sorry, the Aurora.
Yeah. Although the Apogee's kind of in for it now, too.
Yeah. They're just being pushed out by the,
The Prophet's really good at just really harsh firepower.
Yeah. This poor,
Ooh.
Sunbird on the left getting bullied. Ooh, this might be a bad position for the Prophet, actually.
Well, I looked away for 1 second, and now it's getting beat up, so yes, I think you're right. It needs to be saved by the massive Sunbirds.
It might have enough bulk to sit through this.
It can sit through some of it, just not too much.
Yeah. Chug redeem.
Okay.
Profit, more like profiterole.
What's a profiterole?
Oh, it's like a chocolate pastry.
Okay.
Yeah, as much as they're able to kind of bully the Prophet, just the plasma cannon isn't actually enough to get much work done on the Prophet.
The Prophet is just an amazing chunk of armor. And it can be outfitted really well. It's a very solid capital ship.
I wonder just how ridiculous it would be with a max level officer with all the armor skills and such in it.
Yeah, because officers were one of the things not allowed for this. It is getting bullied pretty hard at temp. What even killed you? Now the problem is, as chunky as it is, they haven't got a kill on the enemy in a while, and these are all still alive.
Yeah, the Enforcer got in a couple of Reapers as well.
Oh yeah,
Still
Enforcer's still
actually got
alive.
2 more,
Ow!
and there's 2 more. There it goes.
Nope, despite a really
very
strong showing, that's a loss.
Yeah.
Where's the rest of the fleet? Mostly dead, since you ask. As useful as the Sunbirds are for spam, they die really quickly if you get in their face and punch the face in question. They're
Apparently
basically
Harvey's
missile
just
platforms and
phased
nothing
into
else.
the Prophet. Yeah, Sunbirds can do anything to the Eagle, sadly.
The Sunbirds only look good when there's something else around to shoot at.
Yeah.
That's the nature of any kind of weapon platform type ship design, though. It's always going to look amazing and look overpowered as long as there's something to distract you from shooting at it.
For sure, but there's still other factors to take into consideration there, like how vulnerable they make themselves and such.
There are, yes. It went so well in testing.
And
You were really strong there for a bit, Alex, and then it all went wrong.
then it all went wrong.
These hyenas are armed with nothing but salamanders. They might drag this out for a while. Or, sorry, mendicants. Nope, one got caught by the eagle. And the other has been caught by the omen.
Yeah, if the Prophet had been able to focus on the Eagle earlier, then
Long time no see.
Then it
Ahoy
could've,
Harl. Khan Cha.
taken out the Eagle early.
Sorry
That
for not
maybe
being
helped
around, Sky.
alleviate a lot
I have been
of,
trying not to die. Right. Well, good effort, Alex.
Spain, but the S is silent.
Your TTS is really quiet, by the way.
I know, but that's okay because it's a tournament right now. It sounds loud in my ears, but maybe I can turn it up. I'll do that later.
Yeah, sort out later.
Buff splinter guns, please. Alright, who is this? Ruby? Do I have a description for Ruby?
Dying, K. Dying is illegal.
I do. Look, if you had one shot, one opportunity to do every dumbass thing you ever wanted in one fleet, would you capture it or just let it slip? Yo, this is really one of my dumbest fleets ever. I haven't slept in days, and me and my latest Ziz agreed to go our separate ways, so here you go.
F for Ziz breakups.
Don't die, Laurel, you got this. My life is a mess. Right. Ooh. Okay. It's sort of a conquest fit.
Okay. Okay. Ooh, we get to see
Jin!
a Jin not work.
So we've got Devastators on this side.
I'm so ready to get proved wrong by this Jin. But they just don't work.
We've finally got a Crystal Res Splinter Gun and a Shock Web. This looks sexy to
Don't
me.
die. Throw Oni in front of the bus instead, okay?
In fairness, Oni's life is probably less of a mess. Right. So this is called the Novernus. This is called the Hippomedon, and very similar. We've got more
Machine
crystal
guns
splinter
go
guns.
for-
We've got another shockweb. Lots of annihilators for some reason.
Mm-hmm. Can you have a quick poke of the fire base?
So these are Dirk supports. They've just got Giselle flechettes,
Okay.
At
which
least send
means
us
they're
a letter
pretty
from
long
your
range,
entire
actually.
world then, K?
Yeah, because the Giselles are what, 1k?
Yeah, I think so. And according to my cheat sheet, the fighters have been given additional range on top of that.
Oh, okay.
So these can do quite a lot of
I guess
irritation.
that's, Guardian targeting auxiliaries. Interesting.
I'll try, Sky, but you know how it is with Izakais. Right, the Sherdal is running Myrmidons and a Giselle. Well, and here you can see the weapon is 900, not 1,000, but close.
Okay.
Zoom in for this one so we can see the
1350
splinter guns fire, and okay, got it. We finally see a buzzard, and it's rocking a splinter gun.
Mm-hmm.
The almost a good idea frigate, this one's called the Chthonius. The Hypericity, the Briseis, the Vindicator, the Spanish Dancer, Heavy Giselle and Jericho's, sure. Circopes,
Okay.
Astine Key, Wakahiru, Nutakabe, Horius, and Patalena. Sure! Splinter gun buzzards, this isn't gonna work. I hope it does. It looks cool. Like, this, especially these two capital... Everything here looks super cool to me.
Mm.
I want it to work, but I know better. I'm gonna buff
But
splinter
I
guns
know
because of this
better.
fleet. Buff shockwebs. I love shockwebs. Right.
Also a request to zoom in on the splinter guns.
One of the hyenas just got kicked in the face right out of the gate.
Just, you know,
Because-
Imperial Guard motivation style.
If something in mine overloads, we'll see Lahar's computer explode and that thing die. Prophet's
Yeah,
jumping on in, and it's got the right broadside.
Focusing too heavy on the Harbinger though. Unfortunately, not going to see any use out of the.
Iron is
system.
dead. We'll see some use because it still has a beneficial effect for friendly fighters.
That is true. That is true.
And I can always take out the Terminator drones, which helps a bit.
Splinter guns are computationally expensive. The best kind of expensive.
Casual
Actually, that's a
rear
lot of
admiral.
flares from the fighters. I don't think it's going to be useful here, but it's actually really good to know.
Oh, look at that Daka.
There's a lot of Daka coming out, but the Eagle taking it on the chin like a champ.
The Seraph is managing a pretty good hail of support fire, keeping things away from itself.
Mm.
And a lot of flares.
Yeah, it's just a shame the flare. Well, I suppose against the locusts.
Ah, my
No,
computer
no,
just
I
froze.
reckon.
Okay, they were managing a really good death ball here, but the Prophet is kind of getting out of position.
Yeah, it really needs to pull back, but it's gonna keep. Yep, it's gonna keep pushing up. It almost drowned the Tempest.
It needs to stop pushing up. Nope, that's it for the Prophet.
Nothing's even getting into splinter gun range. Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. Oh, actually. It might have been in splinter gun range, but it doesn't have them enabled.
The Prophet needed to stay
Yeah.
with the rest of the fleet if they wanted to win. Not that they're doing badly over here, but they do need the Prophet. Zoom in on the Seraph. There you go.
Oh, almost in range.
Almost.
Hell. I suppose
It's
what you
not
could
firing
do,
the splinter guns.
Yeah, I suppose what you could do afterwards is go into the refit menu and
Bye, Prophet.
manually pilot it in a sim. Yeah, unfortunately the Prophet just kind of, yeah.
We'll try and get a look at the splinter guns with the Prophet here. There's some of them. Just kind of bouncing harmlessly off the shields.
Yeah, I mean the apogee shield is very good. It's
I'll keep an eye out for further splinter gun shots, see if we can look at something interesting. Mostly just bouncing off shields, though. I'll have to give them a fancy
Yeah,
glow.
it's not
They
quite
are
the
a little
green.
unassuming right now. I do think the splinter gun projectile looks very good for what it is right now, but it is true that they don't stand out. I do think they look good for what they are. Don't stand out much, though.
What I was expecting actually was the crystal burst shots from Terraria.
I think that's roughly how they work. Without the profit, though, they don't have enough punch right now.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's just not quite the main armament we need to... I mean, this Archangel is actually getting pretty... yeah, but it's gonna just retreat because it can.
Because it can. Omen getting bullied.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's still got the disable off.
Yeah.
The Seraph is fighting hellishly hard to try and not die, but
It hasn't actually taken that much hull damage either. I mean, like, it's getting a lot of...
oh, hey, look! Barry just
say-
pointed this out. The crystals actually get used up off the gun as it shoots.
Oh, that's really cool.
That's super cool. Hold on, I need to see that in action. Shoot it again. Yeah, look at that!
Really good. That's really good.
How'd you figure that out? Good show, Vera. It is dying, though.
Yeah. Something I've noticed is that the bombers with the really slow torpedoes, what were those called again?
Myrmidons. They suck for
Yeah,
accuracy, don't they?
Yeah, they're really not having a good time against stuff like this. I think in very large scale late game feats where there's a lot of stationary targets, the Myrmidons will do pretty well, but the Myrmidons have very much fallen short in this in this style of fleet, like a early mid-game fleet.
Well, in large-scale engagements like that, almost anything is useful. The Myrmidons definitely kind of aren't doing their job. Also, did you notice we didn't see the Jinn do anything?
The problem with the Jinn is that it just is too slow for its health value. But like, it needs to be slow if it does like 6,000 damage, but it's too fragile while also not doing enough damage.
Next one is NC Magic, who there is not a description for? Have I read all the descriptions? I think I have. Yes, I have. Okay, no more descriptions. Right, this one's called Suppression.
NC Magic's oh, here's a description. Sleepless nights.
Right, we have the Otohime, which is running at hypervelocity, and
Really? That's ambitious.
is this thing even accessible normally?
I'm pretty sure.
Is it? Like, I've never seen it outside of the ship and weapon editor. It is? Okay, I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
Alright, sure.
It's just never used.
I have no idea what it does.
It's a proximity charge launcher. It launches proximity charges.
Okay.
What is a boom whale?
Alright, the Veritas.
It's a whale that explodes.
Alright, gyrojets, daggers, and phalanxes. Could be
Okay.
interesting. Sherdals with gyrojets, Jerichos, daggers, and hoplites.
Okay.
We've got a Tachyon hypervelocity Ziz. Ooh, with
Tachyon
backup heavy
hypervelocity.
Giselles and Locusts. This could be good.
Okay.
That is a huge amount of kinetic damage.
Okay, I'm digging it. I'm digging it.
Finally, a golem! Yes! Janissaries,
Most
Devastator,
precious.
Hephaestus, Capacitus. I like the golem. It's cute.
What's the system on it, real quick?
Right. Brief flux cost reduction. Boost the rate of fire of all ballistic weapons. Disable shields and movement, but not turning while active.
Okay, so it's AAF with like an anchor attached. I kind of like that. Guardian targeting orcs increases range then by what like 50%?
Yeah.
Yeah, 50%.
Daggers
'Cause,
were apparently
that's-
against the rules. But forgiveness has been given.
Oof.
I honestly thought the capacitives were energy weapons. But no, they're ballistic. That works. We do have a Golden Eagle. I think the first one so far, fitted out entirely with gyro jets and Jerichos.
Okay.
I haven't been reading the names. Hold on. Deximenis, Hurdy McHurdy. With a dash of love, fluke for the many. I live to annoy again. It's a hypervelocity and procs charge again. The Dioscuri, which is Aegisael, an autocannon, and a Janissary. Sure.
Okay.
Olwen and Anubis. So what we've got here is a very long-range fleet. Bristling with kinetic energy. Long range is good for a lot of situations, but not this one. So let's hope their kinetic burst is enough to scare away Veyra's victors, shall we?
Yeah, I mean, one of the issues is trying to punch through the Eagle shield, the Apogee shield. That is just generally an issue with going up against Varia's fleet here.
I do want to see the Golem do some good work, though. I kind of like it, personally. It'd also be nice to see a fleet with a Ziz win.
I like the idea of having a siege-style system, but not increase the range. Rather just increase the fire. I like that a lot.
Well, a Tempest got a kill.
Locust coming in hot.
Almost got killed for the trouble. For some reason, the Rook is up in front.
I think part of that is that it's had its engine shorted, and it just kind of has drifted a little bit. Yeah, the Rook is not having a good time though.
The Rook needed to not be anywhere close to the front line. That's kind of a bad thing to lose this early.
We might actually be able to keep the Rook alive. Yeah, the buzzer goes down, kind of to protect the Rook actually. The Eagle's trying to push up, but the another buzzard's coming in.
Golden Eagle is bullying the Aurora.
Locust coming in on the Enforcer. A decent hit with the attacking lance. Eagle's coming in again. The Rook. Okay, the Harbinger's going after the thing. Unfortunately, the Golem is getting
Slightly
harassed.
distracted.
This Tempest is actually like one hit away from death.
It is. Any of the Golem's weapons could kill it if it could just hit the hull.
Yeah.
Oh, ow! The Harbinger stayed out of phase for a little too long there.
I think I think the AI got a bit caught up with the Eagle pushing in and body blocking it.
They're not doing badly.
Yeah, the Ziz is sitting pretty comfortably actually.
Yeah, and this Golden Eagle is
not doing much.
keeping the Aurora at bay solely with those gyro jets.
Yeah.
The Aurora cannot get any closer. Oh, that Omen's just about dead. Focus a little harder on it. Overloaded.
Almost.
Come on. There we go.
There you go.
Enemy Eagle gets overloaded by the Golem. And takes a single Atropos to the face.
Well enough, actually.
Yeah, they're doing well. They might win. 6 gyro jets is so much poking power. It really is. I love gyro jets. If you get enough of them together, the kind of suppressive screen you can create is just satisfying.
For sure.
Omen down. Excellent.
Omen down. And as NC said, the Golden Eagle is just super scary to the AI. It's kind of like a mini Paragon.
Non-Sunbird win. Can we make it happen? Everybody cheer for the non-Sunbird fleet.
Yeah, the Golden
Oh,
Eagle's doing
no.
pretty well.
Ziz, protect the Eagle.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
oh, that maneuver. Oh.
I don't know if it's enough to save the Golden Eagle, but that was pretty sick.
That was.
Oh, serious damage on the
That
apogee.
was wonderful.
And a nasty hit into the
Taking a
Enforcer.
big hit.
The Golden Eagle is definitely taking damage it can't afford to take, though. It might die.
The Golden Eagle's probably going to go down, but while the Aurora is killing that, the Zeus is taking out the Enforcer, and then the Zeus is going to outpass the Aurora.
The Golem's still alive, too. The Rook is still alive, providing, I think, dagger torpedo bombers? Yes. Which
Yeah, and the
might just kill the
Golem is,
Tempest here.
Golem also starting to fend off the Apogee from the north.
That an attempt was made to take out that Tempest, which doesn't quite pan out. Never mind.
Notice the Golem pivot speed is actually relatively low, but with an officer, I feel like you get actually a pretty comfortable support siege ship. Well, it's not really siege. It's like a firing support, like a gun battery.
Ooh, nice. The Golem held off the Apogee really well there. And there it goes. And there goes the Tempest. Nice Tachyon line shot there. Ziz turns around to go after the Eagle and try and save the Rook.
Some good damage. The Tachyon lances have worked out really well into his builds, actually.
Rook very dead, but
Yeah, the Rook's gonna go down. but-
Tachyon miss.
I mean,
If you
the
can-
Eagle itself is actually only on like 26-25% CR, so it's going to go down relatively soon anyway, despite it also having like almost no health. It's going to die to the Atropos, yeah.
The Golem's still alive. It and the Ziz should be capable of taking out the Aurora and the Tempest.
To be sure. I don't know if you've noticed the Golem. Oh yeah, I was about to say. I don't know if you've noticed the Golem using system, but it actually did just use it there. So never mind.
And the capacitive rod launchers, they look so cool when they fire. All the
Just some
practice versus
faulty
SO
damage
fleets
coming
paid
out
off.
of the back.
You always practice against heresy so you can crush it wherever you find it. Oh man. A win for a Ziz, a Golem, and a lot of my favorite weapons.
Mm.
I'm very happy. And no sunbursts! That was very pleasing.
Sunbirds confirmed. Buff required.
It did get the win by mixing in a lot of vanilla, but still a pretty solid win.
There's definitely a basis there.
Oh, is that it? That's it? Oh, I want more. Are we done already? Oh, I didn't even read the names to the Nun of Danmaku. I know all of these too. Nagai, Hinaniwa, Ayaya, Ryuji, Naz, Sho, Sunny, Luna, Star, Toki. Yeah, I knew all those names too. Idiot. We're done. That
We
was
are-
oddly short.
I mean, that was 2 hours.
That's true. Time does fly. So what have we learned, Vera?
What have we learned? Sunbirds need buffs. The Golem is actually pretty decent.
It
the
is.
Jin still sucks.
We did finally get a Ziz win. I really like how maneuverable the Ziz is.
Hmm.
The Seraph... Maybe it was just with bad fleets. The Seraph did not have a good showing.
No, it didn't.
Perfect length for a cage match? Probably, yeah.
Mhm.
We did learn a lot about sunbirds.
Yeah.
I don't know if they need a nerf, but certainly they
They
were...
might need like a very minor nerf of like 1 to 2 DP at least.
Probably.
Jin buffs, Camarel buffs, question mark, Gyrojet efficiency nerf, Sunbird nerf.
Probably. I can get behind all that, though. Mouse girls, post mice. What? Myrmidon buff?
I don't know if the Myrmidon needs a buff. This was not the correct style of engagement for the Myrmidon.
Having said that, it bothered me how many times I saw a Myrmidon fire blatantly not at their target.
Hmm.
But that's probably just the usual AI nonsense.
Like it's kind of like you wouldn't field piranhas in this style of engagement, so you wouldn't field the Myrmidon in this style of engagement. Yeah, exactly. They're for modding stations and giant low-tech bricks.
Well, I hope everyone loved the tournament. I guess we're done.
I guess we are done.
Right.
Any additional thoughts? I think we've kind of come to a general consensus on most of the immediate I suppose outliers.
Yeah. The Falchion and the Falchion performed rather well in the one case we saw it.
Yeah, actually the Falchion's got enough maneuverability that it
It's quite cool.
yeah. The Golden Eagle performed quite well as well. More science required though, because sample size of 1, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Don't worry about it, Sky. I'll disappear anyway.
Any ship we did not see any of?
Yeah, were there any ships that we didn't see?
Let me check. So we didn't see the Dolphin class combat tug, which Vera actually was concerned about that one, so I was sure somebody would notice whatever was wrong with it and pull it up. But Vera, what were you worried about regarding the Dolphin? I'm curious.
And have there been any no Siroccos?
No Siroccos. The Sirocco is a supply ship. It's technically a combat ship. It has good mounts, but it is a supply ship ultimately.
Combat logistics, okay. And
No,
have there been
saying
any
him up, Ollie. Lahal is not allowed to leave.
any notable weapons that we've not seen?
Let me see. We didn't see much in the way of the Targe either. Oh, the Dolphin's just broken. Okay. We didn't see the Falcon K either. I don't think.
Yeah, we didn't see the Falcon K. Is it literally just a Falcon with the
Yeah.
with the Harmodon? Okay.
We only saw a
Targe?
little bit of the Sphinx. I kind of expected to see more of that.
Mm.
And in terms of weapons, the only really notable exception is we didn't see the Johannam Siege Cannon, I don't think. And we definitely didn't see the Joachim Graviton Sweeper.
That is true.
Which, I was wondering why, because it's super unwieldy, but it's not a bad weapon.
I think not seeing the Johannam Siege Cannon is also the same thing with the Myrmidon. Not the right targets for it.
We also didn't see nearly as many of the Immortal Assault Corvettes as I was expecting. All that said, though, this was a great time.
Yes.
Yeah, I learned a lot actually, because I've not I hadn't used Kadur for a little while.
I've never really uninstalled Kadur just because I just really like some of those weapons. Mostly the
Imagine
Giselles and
installing
the
all of
Camrails.
faction mods, not knowing what they do. Couldn't be me. Targets are good. I needed more men. That's fair.
Alright, well, I'm going to go disappear for the next 3 months. Until the next tournament.
No, you're not allowed. You're not allowed.
Yeah, try to hold me accountable, Oni. I've ruined my sleep
Life
schedule.
gets in the way.
I ruined my sleep schedule and life has been mean.
I do just want to say that there is someone actually streaming Starsector right now. If we want to raid them.
Oh, yeah, good idea. Good idea. Hold on. Love you, Lahoney. Love you too, Alex. Alex, when can we expect the meme video about this? Pardon me while I pull up Twitch.
I mean, do we want to do a mini tourney for Vic? Is that a thing?
I will listen. I will happily stream for any amount of ship murder that anyone wants me to do. If everyone wants to organize another round of cage matches, I'll do it. There is somebody streaming Starsector. Look at that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hashtag Lahoney. Thank you. Right. Hachiko syndrome. Alright. Some yahoos playing Starsector.
That's a great way to talk about the person just about to raid some Yahoo.
Go call them a pretzel. I don't know.
A pretzel. Okay, alright, let's raid message.
I'm not wrong. I don't know if I'm wrong, but we're gonna call them a pretzel on principle. Goodbye, I love you.